And we have the Diboll Lumberjacks joining us right now. Coach Blake Morrison, could you introduce yourself, your team, and we got a pretty good.
We
crowd
got a
here
big
with us.
herd, and yes, my name's Blake Morrison, athletic director, head football coach at Diboll. Going on, this will be our 13th year. Okay, so I think these guys were in kindergarten when I showed up. But Tyrese McMillan, athlete position, plays everywhere for us. Riley Arambula, our quarterback, our trigger guy, big, most important person on the field. Also here with us, I got starting off with Dr. Gushikoff, our superintendent of schools. And in the back, I got my coordinators, Coach Taylor, offensive coordinator, and Coach Rios, Luis Rios, the defensive coordinator. I got the Lumberjack fan, and number one fan is Hannah Richard. She's here also with us. Dr. Gushikoff's his assistant, Kelly Morrison. So I think that's everybody, okay, in the room.
All right, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming season, where you're at during the summer workouts, that kind of thing. Just thoughts and expectations coming up for this next season.
We got a little different schedule. We kind of got rid of the usual suspects, kind of changed up the flavor a little bit. We're starting off with, we're going to be tested early. So saying that, we're going to have to be prepared early. Our knock has always been we always start a little slow and get going. We got to come out of the gate a little quicker. And that's going to start with our summer strength and conditioning. And for the most part, we've been hit and miss on most of it. We're somewhere around 40 kids a day that are contributors. We average more than that with overall. But I think starting July the 13th is whenever we start kind of like our mini camp. It's still a summer strength and conditioning, but we moved it to a time where we can get everybody there. And it's like I told these guys yesterday. I told a couple of seniors how we perform from the 13th to the 30th in our workouts and coming up here and getting prepared will be that will depend on how hard County Fair is. Okay, and I think Tyrese, have you ever been through County Fair? No, he hasn't. So we bring the fair into town and it's going to be one. It's going to be one of those type things that is going to be basically it's a lumberjack maker. And so we'll see come the 13th or the 30th what type of mentality, what type of buy-in that we have, and from you can call me on the 30th of July and I'll tell you how we're going to. And I'll be one or two games off just by what I'm going to see from that date to the start on the 3rd.
Tyrese, same question, your expectations coming into the season and kind of your role as a leader on the team to get your teammates on board.
Yeah, we got a great group of guys, very young, so I think the county fair would just build us to be who we need to be. Yeah.
We just got to buy in, like Coach said. Everybody got to get up here. Give 100% every day.
Hi folks, JJ Webb here from JM Chevrolet, and I know life can knock you down sometimes. Have you been late on a credit card? Have you been late on a car note or even a house note? Or maybe you've even got a repossession? Well, at JM Chevrolet, we want to give you a second chance, and we've got help.
Torque from JM Chevrolet will body slam the banks to give you the second chance you deserve, and nobody wants to say no to Torque.
At JM Chevrolet, we want to give you the second chance you deserve so you can get the vehicle you've always wanted. Shop JM Chevy today, or you can give us a call.
Your expectations of this upcoming season, he talked about it being, changing the schedule, with different teams on the schedule. Your thoughts on the upcoming season?
It's just 5 more games, no change in nothing. We just go out there and play our game, play lumberjack football.
Coach Morrison, talk a little bit about the 3 road games to start.
Well, no, okay. We had a schedule change.
Okay.
We're going to start off first game going to Troop.
Okay.
And Troop's got, I think they got 9 back on offense and 5 back on defense. They got 2 boys up front that pose a lot of problems. The quarterback's good. The running back's the coach's kid, state power lifter, runs hard. Defensively, they get after and fly around. After we finish that one, we go back to West Rusk the next week with Coach Mata, and they've got a pretty good bit of returning with that group. I think they're somewhere around. I think they're like 8-5. So it's going to be those 2 games right there on the road is going to be very difficult for us, but very doable. And then after that, we have our first home opener versus Tatum, it's Tatum. Coach has been there, and he knows what's going on, and he's going to have a better squad than he had last year. So we have them. Then we have another home game versus Kirbyville, who we scrimmaged last year, and Coach Hubbard, those guys. He came from Dangerfield, so they're going to sling it around. They know they know how to play the game. Then our next game is also a home game versus Bullard Brook Hill. I don't even know what color they are. Okay, I don't know their mascot. I don't have a clue. We were having a problem trying to find a game, and they needed one, so we hooked up. It's the first time I ever played a private school. Don't know what that's going to entail, and I think that's also going to be our Diboll Day game. Okay, this year's Diboll Day. So then the next week we're off, and then we start district with Crockett, and I think they have 9 back on offense and 4 back on defense, and they run that double wing and just fighting a phone booth, and who likes to stick their face in there and play a little tough is going to, that's all that is. Then we got Huntington the next week. I think we go to Huntington. So after that game, in Huntington, I think I don't know for sure. I think they have at least 6 on offense, I believe. Okay, and 6 and 4. In Huntington last year, if you look at the first half, okay, yeah. In that game, guys, I didn't have to say a word. I was walking in, and Coach Rios took over, and Coach Rios he's an alumni, and I didn't say a word. I just went out and sat on the tailgate of my truck, and I said, all right, I think, boys, y'all have heard enough. And then we turned it on a little bit, didn't we? Then after Huntington, we got Trinity back in our district. Again, I don't have a lot of scout report on those guys. I know the quarterback's back and they got a good receiver. Don't know what they have up front. And then we finish up with Fairfield and Westwood. So the schedule is real good for us. I love 2 tough games going into the week 11 to the playoffs, or now it's 12, whatever it is. But I do like that to get us, to see where we're at, okay, because we're going to see where we're at early. Then we should, play well, and then the last 2 games we'll see where the chips fall, and then go play bonus ball. So that's the goal. Our goal's just like everybody else's goal. If it's not, I don't know what I don't know what people are doing. It's win district, of course, make the playoffs, deep run, and win in December. I tell the boys all the time, we don't talk about winning a state championship. Okay. I never talk about a state championship. I talk about getting to the regional finals. I've been there 4 times, okay, and most of the time that team is the state champion or the runner-up, especially in our region. And get to that level, everybody's good, and it comes down to what Curtis Barbay told me a long time ago. Okay, everybody at that point is good. You just got to be lucky. And, the ball's got to bounce your way. So that's our goal. Get there, and by that time, see what happens. Just keep playing, okay? And then, and believe in ourselves. Our team is going to be young. We do have 9 back on offense and 6 back on defense. We got some We have some vacancies. We have suspects, not prospects, right now. So that is a big difference. So, but it's the number one thing with us. It's confidence. You know, I was talking to one of my seniors yesterday, and he said, "What I need to work on." Hey, what do you think? And I said, "It's just your confidence. Because if I put you out there, you ought to have. If I put you out there, and I'm putting you in a position for us to be competitive and be successful, then if I do it, I got confidence in you. So that ought to give you confidence in yourself." And he recognized that. And so a lot of that kind of stuff is what we have to overcome, is just kids believing and then doing the little things. I'm a big believer in, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. But it's it's football at high school level. It's one thing, it's block. Okay, the other thing is tackle. And you do those two things, you can win. So up front's going to be big for us this year. We got four guys back on the offensive line. So we are looking for that fifth one to come on up and see if he wants to be a piece of the puzzle. And then defensively, we could put a sophomore defensive line up there that could be pretty good, And but again, it's little things of just speaking the same language. Tyrese has been there. He's started for me for 4 years, so I can talk to him a little different than I can talk to some of the other kids. Okay, I can speak Greek to him, while the other ones I got to, it's Ned and the first grade reader, and so we've got to be sure everybody's on the same page and understand the terminology, how, the expectation, and how to contribute.
All right, Tyrese, talk about your role defensively. You got a lot of experience. You made all-state team, right? So talk about your role in defense and your position as well, playing that position.
Well, my role is to be a leader for the whole defense. Been there for 4 years, so I really try to show the younger guys what to do, to be in the right spots and things like that. And I feel like the coaches put me in a good spot to make plays. So.
Your favorite part about playing on that side of the ball? What's your favorite part?
I love defense, so I just love to make plays, love to hit. So, yes, sir, that's what I love about it. Riley,
on the offense, kind of your role on the offense, quarterback, getting your guys all on the same page, things like that?
Yeah, it's the leader of the offense, gotta call the plays, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. If there's an audible, gotta make sure that they're in the right place. It's just so much to read at one time, but it's possible,
Yeah. You're both multi-sport guys. Talk about that competitiveness that y'all both have. You're both very good. I've seen you play, so I know how you are. So talk about how that translates through all sports.
Through all sports, the competitiveness is there. No matter what team you're playing, no matter what kind of guys they have, they're gonna compete. They're gonna go out there and show you what they can do. So you got to go out there and be the better team.
Yeah. Last thing for you two guys, what's it like playing for Coach Morrison?
I mean, it's just a big responsibility. He knows what we can do and what to expect out of us. So we just go out there and perform.
He's a great coach. Been playing with him for 4 years, and I don't question anything. I already know what's right, so I just go out there and do what he just tells me to do.
I'm like that 3-year-old waiting for Christmas. So it's like that every year. And so when it stops being that way, then I know. But my gosh, I got a burn in my belly right now for it. And this right here is, I might run home. So I'll be so fired out, or at least maybe through the parking lot. So.
All right, Coach.
All right.